I really need to figure out how to put music with these. But this is a warning, y'all. This channel covers all of the bad stuff in life. We do use humor. If that offends you, goodbye. I'm sorry. It's never to disrespect the victim. It's never to do anything like that. But this is some dark crap, and we're going to cover it. And I deal with dark humor, so sorry. Good
Yeah.
morning, Christine, or afternoon. And Eris, thank you for doing the Modly Mod stuff. Thank you for giving the warning too. Phoenix and Wolfram, Sal, welcome. I hope you're feeling a little better. JKD Buck, always glad to see you here. And Greedy Bloke, we're going to wait a couple minutes because I'm going to try to give, the elevator pitch of this trial since we are coming in sort of midway through. Good morning or good afternoon, fun dying. I have to remember what time I am.
I don't know what time it is.
Honest to goodness, with Mr. Mo having to go help his mom, it's kind of he took the oldest, most reliable boy child with him
Of
to
course.
brighten his mom's spirit because, oldest boy child can be amused with his, phone and other things. But he's also the one that generally I'm able to say, "Hey, can you help your brothers do this?" Welcome, mom of 10. Gonna give it just a couple minutes to get people in here, and then I will give the elevator pitch of this trial. I will explain what we are watching, and we might speed through a little bit of this. Now I'm a single mom. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I don't even wanna know what this child has
mm,
told his teacher. Because
yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a call from the pastor/principal. Be like, "No, no, what had happened was, Your Holiness, my
And
husband is"
and while we're waiting, I can explain what happened today, so why we're not doing shenanigans, and then next week.
Yes.
So so we had a slight miscommunication. Is I'm going to be out of town next weekend. And a
Read
slight
Mo mixed up dates.
So we had a slight miscommunication. So next weekend there won't be any shenanigans. And obviously this week we're going to do this. So we will get right back into Chandler
Yes.
Halderson after next week, however many weeks that is, depending on where you
Yeah.
are.
And we might be able to, do a recorded, Rumble exclusive,
Yes.
but we're working on that. If we do that, I will try to put that out on the Twitters and the X and the community tab and everything else, uh, coded because I'm sure YouTube would not be happy with me, promoting Rumble, but it is a case that is hilarious, but dark, so,
Yes. It is pretty dark. It's a topic YouTube does not like. And
Yes,
but the
yes, Baker, I'm
interrogation
still
is
single.
hilarious.
Oh, yes. The detective that we, are talking about, she is in full Danny Glover, Lethal Weapon 74, "Why is Chris Rock in my movie?" done with our suspect, and she makes it known.
Yes, she is not having any of it, and she uses a lot of fun words.
Oh, yes. Yes.
A
So
lot of them.
it is a bit difficult to, show that on YouTube, but since I will be out and Vale will be out, we will try to get that done. If not, you get a weekend break from shenanigans, and we'll come back twice as hard the next week with double shenanigans. All the shenanigans.
Yep.
Any hoozle. Is there anything else you wanted?
No, I think that was it.
I just read your, little subtitle, and I'm like, I'm not mature enough for this day.
Yeah.
Okay. So the elevator pitch of this case is that you have Daniel Groves and Jessica Groves were incubator and, genetic donor. Now, she showed up to the hospital almost 9 centimeters dilated, completely cronked out on some substances, and she and the baby both tested positive for not street legal pharmaceuticals. Uh, the
Okay.
DSFS or the the Department of Family Services decided that Dylan would not be safe with his parents because he was going through withdrawals from the illegal substances. They put him in foster care for about 14 days, and then they reunited the family because the father, this gentleman you see here in the, well, stripedy shirt, he said,
I legit thought that was a woman.
uh, "My youngest son comes in chewing on a hair tie." I'm like, "What do you have in your mouth?" He's like, "It's a hair tie." "Why do you have a hair tie in your mouth?"
Well,
"Oh, no."
the cats do it,
I
so I
know.
should be able to too.
True, that would be the logic that comes from my child most of the time. Back to the story, Daniel Groves told the Department of Children's Services that he was drug-free. He had a 6-month family leave from Rural King. Now, that should have been their first clue because Rural King does not give 6 months of family leave, and they made him do a drug test without really monitoring if he was the one providing the substance, because his 14-year-old son admitted on stand that he would provide clean substances for his parents.
Wait, so that their other kid would, like, pee in the cup for them?
Well, basically, I guess they would have him pee in a bottle, they would wear I don't know how I am not a professional street pharmaceutical dealer, so I don't know how you do this, but apparently you can use someone else's
Yes.
stuff.
Usually with, like, something like the Whizzer. Uh, I might know
I
a
had
little
no
bit too much about this.
Okay, well, I know
Mm.
nothing, so I'm just imagining Felicity Huffman when she did that, role and had to wear a prosthetic, if you will.
Yes, they do have those as well. And that's kind of like what the Whizzer
Gosh.
is, like, it's basically like a little tube that you keep in your pocket or your pant leg or whatever, and has a little baggie in it, and then, like, you can just feed it through so it makes it look like you're actually, whizzing,
Oh,
which is
dear
why they
lord.
call it the Whizzer.
The things that people come up with, it amazes me, and I'm like, "Wow, I would have never." I would be too afraid of getting caught. I would be the one person that, like, drops the bag in front of the cops and like, "What's that?" I'm like, Not pee."
Yeah, it all depends on, like, how strict or how lax they are when they do the testing and stuff, like,
Yeah.
it's also very common within, like, sports and stuff like that if they're being drug tested and stuff. It's a pretty common thing that's really widespread as to how you can get around it and all that.
So, they basically let the baby go back to the family. Now, the social worker that was supposed to be monitoring this child and making sure that Jessica Groves, who was supposed to be following a substances, mitigation plan, if you will. She was supposed to be going to therapy, doing tests, and, doing N or AA and a bunch of stuff all the time. She was supposed to be doing that, and she was not supposed to be in the house. Now, what social worker decided that these people who had been married for 26 years were actually going to follow the rules? They didn't, and she failed to do her job. One of these steps that she was supposed to do, that she failed to do, was to actually pick up said baby, undress him. I mean, not to the point of him being nude, but to check for any bruises or any issues. Every time she went there, she didn't even touch him. He had a hat on and a long sleeve little onesie, and she was just like, "Oh, he looks okay," but she was supposed to be taking him away, you looking at him, so this was a failure on a lot of people's parts.
Good
In
lord.
fact, there was a push to, file charges against the, social workers. It didn't go through, but
Of course not.
But, basically, we are at the part where both Jessica and Daniel have been arrested because no one knows where Dylan is. Dylan, the Groves said that Dylan was in the custody of Child Services. Child Services was, a bit confused about this because they're the ones that put out the Amber Alert. So, it's a little confusing. Jessica came out of the trailer in a shirt and underpants very aggressively, but she did cooperate with police. However, Daniel had a little bit of a standoff. So we are starting in this story where Daniel is getting interrogated. Now he's a little bit withdrawally, so it's a bit of a hard day for him.
Can you
But
clarify something for me, Mo?
what?
What is coming out of a trailer in a t-shirt and panties aggressively? What does that look like?
Well,
Because that might be
well,
fun.
okay, it's never the boobs you wanna see, first off, you will see, but it's where you don't have a bra on and you are just a flopping everywhere, and you're usually yelling something like people of Walmart, like, "Y'all don't have a warrant, I know my rights, I'm a sovereign citizen." I mean, think Kyle's mom, but as a sovereign citizen. That's my headcanon. It could be very wrong.
Got it.
But in my headcanon, that's how she sounds. Because I really don't I will give y'all look, I have my full-on petty patch. I am queen empress of the pettyverse with these 2 people. They are lower than corroded dumpster water, and we might skip through because I want you to see lawyer plays gives no Fs, but I feel like you guys need a bit of the backstory, so we will be doing the interrogation as well. And thank you for becoming a new member, Cynthia, retired firefighter, and thank you for your service. Alrighty. Hopefully this will
On the screen there.
Yes, that is Daniel Groves.
Okay. And is this the same interview that you would have conducted that day that you reviewed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I don't know who might have first finished.
Is this the woman?
Yes. It's never the boobs you wanna see.
True.
Gentlemen,
Oh, for the love of
continuing
Cheetos.
to deal with those legal issues from earlier. Ladies and gentlemen, in this case,
I
you
realized
will
Kevin
hear
Spacey was a judge.
testimony concerning a recording.
I know. This judge is he's so monotone and he's very by the book. But these mics are not good. I don't know who gave them these, little puck mics, but they're terrible.
Yeah, it's not Kevin Spacey. Tarantino. When he looks up, he looks like Quentin Tarantino.
As long as he doesn't try to show me feet, because good God, could we not have seen 10 minutes of Uma Thurman's feet in Kill Bill? I could have done without that. I'm just saying. Not everyone enjoys the fetish, sir.
Yeah.
That was made in this matter. You will also hear a portion of the audio portion of a DVD and have a listening aid of that recording. You are instructed that the listening aid in this case is merely an aid to facilitate listening. The evidence consists of the recording itself. The
For the love of all that is holy, the captions are here just for you to understand hillbilly.
I can translate. I speak
I
hillbilly
know.
fluently.
I have hill chuck background. I can do this.
listening aid is provided to you only for the purpose of helping you understand the recording. If you find they do help you. If you find there's a difference or discrepancy between the listening aid and the recording, you are to rely only on the recording. Again, if you found any difference between the recording and the listening aid, you should disregard the listening aid and use your judgment.
I guess that's one last question. Where was this at?
Yes.
What state?
This was in Ohio. So
Okay.
the defense does go into that in Ohio, And thank you for being a member for 5 months, Christine. I really appreciate it. So, they did point out and make light of the fact that there were a lot of colloquial termed pill mills. There were doctors that were actually, charged and adjudicated guilty because they were just giving out a bunch of, well, opioids. So that it is a big problem there. However, it's not an excuse for what happened. So they did make light that, or didn't make light, they did bring to light that there were a lot of people that were getting insanely high pill counts. Thank you for being a member for 5 months. But it was put up there that, these two were suffering from addiction, and there was a lot of addiction in the area.
Yeah.
You have right for me? The technical, you just asked me if he was feeling better. What was that in reference to?
Because he was very sick and they gave him some stuff in the jail to make him feel better, to help it. It's easier. It doesn't make it go away, but it helps you come down off the drugs and you're not as sick.
Do you know what that consists of over there?
Yeah, basically what it is, it's motion sickness, and I'm not a physician or a legal name, but it's
It is, oh gosh, I know the county and the name escapes me. Cisco County, something with a C. Dang it. I'll have to look it up.
Let's see. I will find it.
Thank you. I know it's a hard to pronounce county. And I would just like to take a moment, ma'am, as a person with no eyebrows either that has to darken them. I am seriously thinking about going to a professional. I say we just let other people take care of our eyebrows, because it is. Oh,
I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's Socito. It's
it's
SCIOTO.
yeah, they pronounce it with an S almost, so it's like Circo. It's a weird name.
Yeah.
But this is the main detective on the case. She was the one that interrogated Daniel, because he seemed more open to possibly breaking. Jessica was very Scioto County. That's what it is.
Scioto. Yeah.
I
I don't know
remember
how to
stuff
pronounce
now.
that. It's a bunch of
Yeah. I had to listen to news stories several times before I understood what it was. I do attempt to pronunciate.
It's motion sickness medication along with Imodium. It just makes it easier on them.
Is that common practice over at the jail? They
Yes.
get an inmate that requests it and is withdrawing?
Yes, it is.
So he's trying to
Sign
clog them
anything
up.
you say can be submitted to a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have them present with you while you're being questioned. You cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you for question anyway.
Understand that. I know you're sick of hearing it, no, I'm sorry. What's going on? They said you want to talk to me?
Well, we're not gonna get moved to the range.
Are you not on the range yet?
No, they
Okay.
cut me up there, and every time I asked him, he says it went up to you, and I told him that you told him yesterday I was good to go back.
Yeah, I did. I told him right in front of you.
Okay, who translates Boomhauer on dope sickness? Because what the hell was that?
He said you said I could talk to you yesterday.
Yeah, but and then they're going to the point, right?
Daggone that boy, right? Tell you what.
I'll
bring
see
that
what
truck with you,
because
did
that
you?
will make that happen.
Yeah.
Do you think, are you sure that's where you put it? Because like I said, we still got people out there looking and haven't found nothing, just because we want to validate your story that you.
Okay. More backstory to this. In the previous interview, Daniel Sr. confessed that the baby had passed away because he gave himself 2 skull fractures with a dream catcher. That's right, people. The baby did it to himself in this story with a dream catcher. Yes.
Isn't it usually made of like threads of some sort and like feathers with like little,
Yes.
balsa woods twig things,
Yes.
which is like the
But that is
softest
what
wood possible.
that is that is what they both said. Well, he said, Daniel said, and then he sent them to a place that was not where the body was hidden. So he deliberately lied. And that's why the detective is coming in, because they are searching for
Mm,
this child's body. And he led them on a wild goose chase.
got it.
So she's a little upsetty spaghetti.
I wouldn't even told you nothing if I wasn't gonna tell you.
Well, and that's what I said
Understandable.
too.
I would not even, I would have not even told you that.
Okay, and you don't,
Why would I tell you that and not tell you the truth? I mean,
Right.
What would it benefit me?
no, and that's what I
What would it
said.
benefit me?
Well, and you said that stone thing she bought for her mom? When her mom passed away?
It's 7 years ago now.
Oh, she just now bought it?
No, it was actually on like an easel thing.
Oh, I got you, I got you.
And it
Basically.
We just took the
Okay.
stone off.
Yeah, that is the story they are going with, and they're pretty sure that they're doing he thinks he's doing a good job of making this sound logical. And the detective, for her part, is not laughing her boobs off. So,
It's that may be the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
it really is the dumbest thing you've ever heard. They definitely thought that people would see a dream catcher and think, no, it was an accident.
I mean,
I
you
mean,
could have went with like the crib or something like that's, a little bit more logical.
I mean, even Sarah Boone was like, "We were playing hide and seek," even though if you put him in the suitcase, you don't know where he's hiding. I believe I have a prop for this. This is Merle, the F octopus, and he is telling you no. He says, "Be gone with your shenanigans."
I don't know what that's for, but I think I want one.
You can get them on Amazon for $9. The amount of self-restraint I did because I didn't buy all 3 colors,
Oh
I
my
was
god.
very proud of me. They have, like, a red and a black and a blue, and I was like, "I need a family of F
It'll
octopuses."
it'll match this wonderful calendar that I have that is like I think I can't remember what this month is, but it has all these like snarky sayings like at
Oh,
peace
awesome.
with the effing world and stuff.
So that is kind of currently where we are, and she's still letting him play out the dream catcher.
You didn't bury it or anything? Okay. We're just trying to, because, if we can find something, it's gonna validate your story that,
Just like I said, I wouldn't even say nothing if I wasn't gonna say it.
Oh, I know, and that's what I said,
Why
because,
would I even tell you if I wasn't gonna tell you where it was at? I mean, how that would benefit me?
right, yeah.
Because you're a criminal.
And they're saying, yeah, that's what I said, when you're asking him, are you sure that's where you took the baby? And he's saying, I wouldn't have told you something like that. Do you believe at that time that he's being honest with you?
No, I do not believe he's being honest.
Okay, why are you saying that to him?
Why am I saying that?
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to, get him to tell me the truth. Where is this baby? Where is it at? To see, if his story stays the same, if it changes, just to get more information.
Oh, I know, and that's what I said, and we drug you out there in the middle of nowhere, but I just wanted to make sure, how big is that? How far does that go up in there?
Nothing says caring parent full of regret like falling asleep while watching your, prison interview. Dumbass.
That property.
If you only contribute exchanging oxygen for carbon dioxide, we have people for that, sir. There is no need.
Yes.
It goes up to the top of the hill, and then on the other side of the hill, they're cutting timber.
Okay.
And they've been cutting timber.
And all that state property out there?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, there's a lot of state property in there.
okay. And I think you're going to court for arraignment tomorrow, 10 o'clock, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I went to the courts.
Okay, I didn't know if you knew or not, because I know you've been kind of sick, so I want to make sure you was up to speed on
I'm
that.
gonna talk to Jesse.
Well, you're gonna be in court together tomorrow for sure, I know that, and I'll ask him about that, and this main thing, let's get you put on the range, because I thought he was already there, I don't know why he didn't do that. Who did we talk to when, I brought you back in here?
That one, that girl, the black-haired girl. And she talked to, I think she said Carter, and she said Carter said, leave me there. And that was that night, because you still wanted me left up there.
No.
I told her, I said, well,
Let me see,
he told you right.
is there a reason he's still up front?
I just keep thinking better otherwise.
Okay, well, when I brought him back, you were already gone, I told him that he could be put on the range. About getting, okay, he's gonna talk to Carter about getting him put on the range. So I didn't, it's the first I heard, I just assumed you were back on the range. I didn't know any different. Well, that's gonna happen. Can you think of anything? I mean, any place we would, I mean, you know that.
Is this
land
her
better than we do.
normal talking cadence?
I wouldn't.
No, I have it
Trust me, I'll
speeded
start-
up just a
Okay,
little bit because I want to
that's
get to
fine.
the
I was
I
like,
want to get
Jesus.
to the lawyer losing her mind, but I'm
No,
trying to.
you're fine. I was just like, oh my God. I'm like, this woman talks so fast.
No, she is not speaking fast. I'm trying to.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yes. It was not. I want to speed up because I want to get to that since that's what I advertised, but I feel like you need a little bit of background
Yeah.
to understand why this lawyer is going to kind of lose her professional veil and possibly not be the kindest to this chick right here when she testifies.
Surprised you guys didn't eat there.
Yeah, well, you seem like you got emotional when
It
you got,
did. I mean, it tore me up. It did.
Is the
That's why I
dude
was-
sitting next to the
it's
lady,
sitting
this
there.
guy?
and the only people
Yes.
that knew
Okay.
Me and Jessica.
you and Jessica.
Mhm.
Okay.
Nobody else. No, he didn't.
You didn't take Daniel with you or,
He didn't know.
okay,
He didn't even know.
that makes sense. Whose idea was it to stick to the story about, children's service picking them up? That's the same story Jessica gave me at first too.
That's just what we came up with. Stupid, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, you just have to be in that position.
Oh, no, I
mean,
understand.
You do. I mean,
Right.
I can't sit here and tell you why we did that. I don't, because you just have to be in that position. I mean.
Right, oh, no, I mean, I respect the fact that you're being honest. I told you
I
that.
am, Jay. I mean, trust me, I'm being completely honest with you. I am. I want to be because I want, you know, I want this over with. I mean,
Right, oh,
I
I
want
know.
it over with, so we move on.
I'm sorry to break this up, but foreshadowing, he has not been honest.
Yeah, isn't that like one of the key things that you look for? One of the like typical things that people say,
Yeah.
I'm being completely honest, is means you're
Yeah.
not being honest.
Yeah, if you have to go through and kinda say, "I am the most honest to God," or "I swear to God," generally means whatever I say after that might be BS.
Yeah.
I'm glad they gave him Imodium and motion sickness stuff, but not a brush.
Yeah. Or a hosing down.
Yeah, seriously, I thought they deloused you when you went to prison. I
Well,
thought, I mean,
that's typically after you get in prison, you know what I mean?
oh, ah, well. He's a little guy, he's gonna need to watch his back.
With a lot.
Yeah,
Allegedly
and
in
that's the thing too, you know,
Minecraft.
and I'm out there looking nonstop, hoping because, you know, if, you know, you said that he died just, you know, for no reason, like medical or something, you don't know, we're gonna be able to tell that from that, which is gonna help you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I want to for sure find him. I'm doing everything in my power. So like I said, we can put,
So why haven't I been able to see Jessica?
I don't know. I didn't even know you were still up front. I don't know. Like I said, you just now told me you were still up front.
Yesterday when we got ready to leave, you told me when we got one.
You know what? You forgot to remind me. If you'd remind me, I'd done it then. I'll tell you what, let me have him go and talk to Carter now. But
Now, you are going to see the detective probably do the smartest thing, and these two jackbutts do the dumbest thing.
It's
Because she is going to allow Jessica to come into the interrogation room. And they are going to talk to each other because, you know, she has some paperwork to get. They're going to talk to each other candidly while there are microphones on in the MFing interrogation room.
oh my God. And like something I noticed is so it sounds like that lady's talking really fast because it's sped up, but he's talking
Yeah.
like at a normal cadence. And it's like, oh my God, how slow is he talking?
That's why I sped it up too, because he is at like mellow level 74. He is slower than the dude in The Big Lebowski. And
Yeah.
I can't handle that. Look, I tried to watch The Big Lebowski. I did. Maybe if I had realized there wasn't a plot, then I'd be okay. But it's when I'm looking for a plot in a movie and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why are there dancing women in pinball or, you know, bowling pin outfits? Is this a fever dream? I just need to be told that this movie is just for fun and doesn't have a plot. I need a warning in front of it.
I've never seen it. I'm sure
I
that'll come
feel
as a
like
shock.
I'm not a unbiased person.
Yeah. Never seen it.
All righty. Welcome, Fraudit Wrangler. So, this gentleman with his Mountain Dew is dumber than all get out, because they are going to let his wife come in, and he is going to tell her quite clearly that he lied to the police and told them the wrong place, because apparently he thought that, I don't know, they turned off the microphones. Here's your sign, Bill Engvall. And he would need to have a Mountain Dew, for the love of all that is stereotype.
I love how the color in the video makes it look like neon green, like it's nuclear.
Yeah, to be fair, as a diet pop addict, I can't, throw too many stones, but I can shoot some Nerfs at him.
And the blue thing looks like one of those.
Oh, I know.
Bud Light went through that thing where they had him in
I'm just
aluminum
having more fun because
can.
I hate him, so I love that he's having a hard time drinking and he's still handcuffed.
Yeah. And yes, I did just say nuclear.
Nuclear?
When I hear other people talk Southern, it just comes out. It's just natural.
I tend to pick up accents very quickly, and then people are like, "Are you making fun of me?" I'm like, "No, I'm just mirroring what you say so you understand me. I don't people very well. I'm trying to talk to you in your language."
It gets real bad if I drink.
Yeah. We're gonna skip forward with him
But the
drinking.
reason that we're doing this is because you cooperated and done everything you're supposed to. She can have drinks. Just no touching, kissing, making out, because I'm doing this as a favor. Okay? She can have some of your drinks or whatever, but just don't make
No,
out.
this isn't a conjugal visit, sir.
The fact that she had to say that means that some people have tried before. And God love you if you're both handcuffed. You're obviously more agile than I am.
Yeah.
Why is
That's
your
like-
shoulder dislocated? Well, what had happened?
It's stage 2 BDSM when you're both handcuffed
Yeah.
and the police are involved.
It's exciting. What can I say?
I'm worried about you. I've been on their ass for 2 fucking days to see you. I've been riding like a motherfucker, man. I've been pissed. I got pissed at fucking Jade. I told her because she told me last 2 days I was gonna get to see you. And she fucking not did.
I asked and they told me there was absolutely no way that I could see you at all. That men and women were not allowed to see.
It's possible this is a trap. Admiral Akbar is screaming somewhere in the background. It's a tarp. It's a trap. I mean, they're like, well, generally we don't let people see each other. These two are like, we must be special.
Yeah.
Instead of, oh, it's a trap.
Yeah. Something. It's just
See each other, period.
Jade promised me the first fucking night after night they brought me in here. I was gonna get to see you. And then she told me I could see you in the morning. Well, and then in the morning, then they took me out to the house and shit. Had me out there all fucking day. And then we got back. She was supposed to use,
What they have you out to the house for?
You won't ever fucking shit.
I've been so worried about the dogs. I've tried to call Linda. I couldn't even get.
Now, I want you to notice how much time they spend talking about these dogs. And I am a fur mama. I love dogs. I love animals. But there is not one word said about either their baby child that apparently passed away or their older son, Dylan Jr., who also became a ward of the state. But they are worried about these dogs. Ugh.
I couldn't even get a spoon until today.
No, they even took the they still got me. They would hold me up and holding the whole time. I ain't even been got back on the range. Quit up the fucking holding cell or anywhere. The fucking lights are on all the fucking time. That's everything I want to talk.
Even the closed captions are like WTF IDK. Something Boomhauer.
Jody about now because they supposed to put me back here last night. They would fucking do it.
What are they charging you with?
kidnapping, abduction, and I got another misdemeanor,
You had court this morning.
video court,
I had video court yesterday morning. My bond's $100,000.
kidnapping.
You know, the couple that has court together stays together. It's
Yeah.
an interesting way to date, but you know,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful thing.
Comparing how much your bond is.
As you do.
Apparently.
Kidnapping, abduction, and
3 things I got.
and something fooling with custody,
Yeah.
something misdemeanor 4, felony 4, and a felony 1.
I think my abduction was felony 3. For some reason.
Maybe it is a felony 3.
Oh crap, no. No, I done pushed the wrong button. Damn it. Okay, I think we're there.
How I had anything to eat with?
Why didn't they give you a spoon? They took you back here.
They didn't give me anything. They haven't given me toilet paper. The only toilet paper I had, because when I was in holding, I was about to freeze to freaking death. I was freezing to death. And there was a roll of toilet paper, and there were dirty blankets laying. There was a cup that was somebody else's, and there was toilet paper laying everywhere, and there was a roll of toilet paper. So I took the first.
I'm trying very hard. Let me look around.
Mm-hmm.
No, I can find no sympathy. I must have runned out, just like toilet paper.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you unalived your child violently. I'm sorry you don't have TP.
Yeah.
First few layers off and wrapped my feet because I was freezing to death. I made me some socks.
Oh, wow.
So
Oh,
I have
toilet
a
paper
little
socks.
bit of toilet paper up there.
Wait,
that I
toilet paper socks?
I think that's what she's trying to say.
I'm kind of impressed. I mean, I would like to hear about these toilet paper socks. You may be an evil person, but toilet paper socks, I mean, you'd never be without.
Somebody, if you're creative, Etsy is calling you for toilet paper socks.
Yes.
It's going to be the new thing. You can wear them with your Crocs.
Yeah, they're talking about and being more concerned with their dogs instead of their children is typical trash behavior, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to look at the Pike family, but honest to goodness, that entire family are candidates for when we're testing to go to Mars. My sanity would not make it, and I'm sure they would send a cease and desist or something pro se to me, like, don't stop talking about my family. Be like,
yeah.
Wrapped my feet with.
Oh, yeah. I had the fucking, the only thing I had in there was 2 blankets that was already in there too. Until fucking about 1 o'clock this morning. I finally gotta go take a shower and get clean blankets.
I haven't even gonna take a shower or nothing.
Because I fucking raged like a laundry
Well,
they were like, I said, you fucker, I don't care if you don't like me. I said, it's fucking bullshit. I said, you didn't put me in here, fucking dirty ass blanket. They ain't fucking let me have a fucking shower. And this big old midnight, he's the only one that's been cool.
did I miss something? Is jail supposed to be like a concierge service? I thought jail was supposed to be kind of a sucky place.
I mean, you do get a valet typically.
You do get an escorted drive.
And somebody's usually there to, take all your stuff from you. And, so maybe they just got the wrong impression.
They do give you like new outfits though, and bracelets. So I mean,
yeah,
I'm kind of okay.
Yeah, you get jewelry, you get new clothes. I mean, they probably just had the wrong impression.
They're taking care of your dope sickness, you ungrateful dingus.
Yeah.
Cool with me, he's been real nice. They take a shower that night, let me get clean blankets.
well, there was one guy, because I asked all day yesterday. I want to make a phone call. To call Linda.
So you called Linda?
I called Linda this morning, because I asked all day yesterday, all day. No. And I figured probably because she's at work, so I was waiting until like 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Can you leave her a message?
To call her. No, it won't let me. I only get 2 phone calls.
You were using them?
And I used 1.
I never used any one of mine. Well, I was gonna tell you, you need to get over to Linda or get over to Phyllis and leave a message and tell them to go in there, to take Daniel in there and go in Humane Society and get Chip and Bella.
Is that where Chip and Bella's at?
We're all there to both of us. Took him all years, so I was there. And the guy wouldn't let me, when the main guy come out there, and he said, I could let you take 2 dogs or try to go take them to the people right now. He said, but the problem is you don't have tags for these dogs. He said, that's 7 counts against you right now. He said, you could be charged with 7 counts right now. He said, I don't know if they will charge you. He said, if they can't. He said, but if you got a credit card or something, he said, I can get.
So, yes, JKD Buck, they put them together because they are dumb enough to talk, and they will talk, but right, they have about 20 minutes of bitching about how terrible jail is on them, how they deserve better, and about their dogs. So, I'm trying to give you guys a reason that Lady Lawyer is gonna lose her ever-loving mind because these 2 fought to get this child back and then did this to him because I'm guessing he was crying like
Yeah.
newborns do, especially newborns that are withdrawing
Yeah.
from substances.
Yeah.
So these 2, oxygen to CO2 converters basically have decided to spend their time together bitching about how bad prison is and getting their dogs taken care of, but not their kids.
Yeah. That's
I can get online right here and I can buy tags for them 2 house dogs and then we can try to take them to where you want them to be. He said, but not I have to take them all with me. He said that they need to get them within a couple of days.
Well, because I went out, they told me to walk backwards. The guy asked me where you was at. I told him I didn't know. That as far as I knew, you wasn't home because I was in bed asleep. He called me a fucking bitch and threatened
Hello?
to split my wig. And I hollered at him. I said, go ahead, do it. Do it. Go ahead, do it.
You know what? I don't have body footage of this, but I'm gonna go ahead and push X to doubt.
I doubt that that was said.
Well, and to be honest, you know, these 2 are the type that would try to sue after the cops came on to their property because, no one could find their son and say, they were, crossing my constitutional rights. They don't get to go without search and seizure. Never mind they have a warrant, but they're gonna pro se a
Yeah.
damn legal lawsuit against their civil rights.
Yeah. It's
And he said, I fucking would, you fucking bitch, but I have a badge. I said, I don't care, do it. So then they took me up and put me in Greg's car and threatened to take, he said, take her to jail. Get her for aiding and abetting a fugitive. I said, how is he a fugitive?
When you are on the first name basis with the police in your town, unless you are part of like the police, federal or the police aid society, that might be a sign that you are not living your life right. Like, I'm not here to tell everyone what to do, but if you are on the first name basis with your favorite police officer who you like to escort you to, hotel jail, then maybe you should rethink some things. I'm throwing it out there. Life advice.
yeah. That's probably not a good thing.
Yeah. She's like, I was in Greg's car. Terry was off. He works swing shift. And, I mean, just for the love of, no, I believe that one was in Wisconsin. Do not quote me on that, but I believe that one was, or Detroit. I believe it might have been Detroit.
For a minute there, I thought you were talking about Sadie.
But I did cover that in one of my, I think, snark streams. So I did cover that, and look, I spare no feelings with that chick. That chick is, look, she was excommunicated from the women club, and she is now just a person with a uterus.
Yeah.
We don't need her in our club. She is not a mother. You could be very right. I don't remember. For some reason Detroit is sticking with me, but my brain makes its own stories up. I mean, just because mentally I just picture her coming out in a big old Tweety or Pooh Bear shirt with, some old granny panties, just boobs a flying, just being like, go ahead, make my day, just flopping everywhere. Probably with a Virginia Slim just hanging out. I mean, this is what I imagine. I can not explain to you why I do why my brain goes to these things, but this is what I imagine
And there's like
in my head.
weeds past the skirts on the trailer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, just it was not these 2 should never have been parents.
I said he called his lawyer the day that he was supposed to have court and told her that he could not make it. I don't know why he has a warrant. They wouldn't tell me anything. They didn't have any charges on me, but they were going to get me for aiding and abetting a fugitive because I wouldn't tell them where you were at. I told him, I said, I was in bed. If he came home, I don't know where he's at. And they said, you know he's in there hiding. And they tried to tell me there was 2 males in the house.
Were
And I
there?
told him, no, there wasn't. I asked him, please, I asked Greg, I said, please take me in the house and let me at least put a bra on and get me some socks.
I called it. Them boobs were just hanging to her knees,
Yeah.
past her knees.
And she needs to get some
Well,
socks.
It's different if you live in a small town and you're related to half of them. These people are more customers of the police,
Yeah.
not
Frequent
related.
flyers, if you will.
I don't know if they get a like free stay after 10. Like you punch a little card and maybe you get a clean blanket that time. I don't know.
Maybe. Maybe
I
they'll
mean,
give
that's
you
how
your
I
own
would
toilet
run a
paper.
jail, but I'm an ass.
Yeah. Get your own TP after 10.
Yeah.
Socks and shoes. He said, I ain't going in that house so Daniel can come out shooting at me. I said, Daniel is not a violent person. I said, there is not a violent bone in his body. He would not hurt anybody. He's like, I don't know there ain't guns in the house.
Okay, so the woman that is talking is Jessica Groves. These 2 people fought, basically had a baby. The baby was born with substances in his blood. So Child Services took the baby away and put him in the custody of a foster mother who was trained to deal with babies that are withdrawing. However, the Children's Services and, well, these 2 parents, breeders, breathers, fought vigorously to get the baby back. Now, everything seemed to go okay for about a month, but then no one could reach them. No one could go for checks to see if Daniel or Dylan was, doing okay. They kept avoiding people. So finally, the Child Services put out a warrant and an Amber Alert for baby Dylan because technically he was still in the custody of Child Services. While they might have had physical custody legally, Dylan was still a ward of the state until they completed their entire safety plan, which never happened. So this is them after the warrant was served, and Daniel Sr. has told the cops that the baby passed away, and it was an unfortunate accident that involved a dream catcher that gave him 2 skull fractures, broken ribs, broken legs, and basically his brain was liquefied.
Jesus.
So he's trying to say that it was a dream catcher.
I didn't realize it was that bad. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's where the
sure.
culpability for the child care or the child services comes in, because had this woman actually picked up that baby and opened his onesie like you're supposed to
Yeah.
do a body check every time. Had she done that, had she
Mhm.
done her job, then this wouldn't have happened.
My God. Like,
Yeah, these are these are dumpster water, corroded, full of grossness people.
I mean, just on the surface, that sounds like CPS needs to get a little spanking too, because that doesn't sound. I mean,
Yeah.
who in their right mind would give a kid back to these 2 people anyway in their condition?
Yeah, and addicts are able to fake it for a while, but that's not a gamble. And look, people can break their addictions. I am now in a place where I think that if people want to, they can break their addictions. So this is not a bashing against people that have substance issues, but that's a big thing to try to deal with. And to throw a baby in there, that in no way was that a safe choice.
No.
So we are going to get to the point here, hopefully soon, where this mental giant tells his wife that he's been lying. Let's hope, because I don't really care to hear them bitch about their jail experience.
I said, there ain't no guns in the house but a BB gun.
I will.
And I said, and if Daniel's in there, he's hiding. And
I do want to take this moment to say I appreciate everyone's support, but just like dreading, this is a rough case. This does involve a child, a baby. So if this is one that you cannot handle, that brings up bad stuff, or that is just too much for you, I am more worried about you being okay than getting a click or getting views.
Yeah.
So if this is something that is going to be too hard, take care of your mental health.
Yeah.
You can come in on a newsy news time where we're just making fun of stuff.
Yeah. For sure. 100%. Take care of yourself first.
Oh, no, you are fine. Look, I do not have a set time. I do not own time. So if you want to put something up when I'm going, you go for it. I will never feel bad. I do not own this time. So don't worry.
Wait, you don't own time, Mo?
No, you can make grossly inappropriate chats. Just nothing for the victim. That's where we draw the line. But anytime we make fun of these dingleberries, I'm good.
Yeah.
and I don't know where he's at because I was asleep.
Thank you, Jude,
And he said,
for becoming a
you mean
member.
you didn't get up and tell him to hide or something because he was in bed with you? I said, no, he didn't. Well, where was he at? I said, I don't know. I said, I was in
Yes,
bed
we
asleep.
will be watching that.
Well, yeah, right. It took you long enough to come out.
Okay.
I said, I had to put clothes on. I said, I reckon I should have just come out.
All right.
Now they're really cold sleep.
I'm trying to get to the point where
9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. And you think they're worried about the fucking house.
Well,
That's the fucking way down the bedroom.
they took what bedroom?
Pardon me.
They told me that they were, because I wouldn't give you up, that they were calling in a SWAT team and that they were going to throw in gas and something else, explosive things, to make the place inhabitable where it couldn't be lived in. And that they were going to tear that place apart.
no, uninhabitable, not inhabitable. God bless America. This woman used to be a nurse. This is the other sad part.
Wait.
Jessica, before she got addicted to things and is in this state, she was a nurse. And he was
No.
working, he was working as an almost manager, I believe, at Rural King before they got sucked into addiction. So it is sad that happened.
What is Rural King?
Rural King is like, so it's where you get farm stuff. You can go look at baby chicks, although I can't buy any because apparently my HOA sucks, but I might still get me a chicken, call it Nugget. Okay, never mind. Sorry. They have a bunch of like farm feed, but they've also got candles and like Amish stuff and big old things of popcorn. And look, it's just a place where you go in and you get a bag of popcorn and you can look at the latest camouflage for this year. I think it's we're going with a wild oak.
So it's like a Fleet Farm, but just a different. Okay. I just never heard of it before. That's why I was like, I don't know what this is.
Okay, I'd get a chicken and a duck. Don't tell nobody though, okay? They'd be like, ma'am, is that a duck in your backyard? I'd be like, no, I'm just happy to see you.
It's quacky to see you.
I'm like, it is my emotional support duck. This is the year 2024. I can identify as needing an emotional support.
True.
His name is Quackers the Third, Esquire.
Howard. You should call him Howard.
Howard.
The duck.
True.
Yes.
Howie.
Howie.
And find you.
And then he come in, they put railroad in there, but they had to put his, like, he come back here, and get it, and they, I pushed up and then put it,
Flashbangs, that's what they told me, flashbangs and gas.
They're not going
Because
to
I
put.
told him, I said, please don't hurt them dogs in the house. I said, that is Daniel's dog, and if anything happens to that dog, I said, he is going to be crushed. He said, well, I can't tell you, but it's probably gonna kill them dogs.
Things that never happened
Yeah,
for 800 Alex.
ma'am, this
You
is the
take
police,
that-
not the ATF.
Yeah. Yeah, the ATF. I made that joke a couple days after Fry passed because I deal with things with humor. So I was like, look, if I'm on a list, at least I'm sure the ATF will be sad because we no longer have a dog. And Megan Fox was like, did you just make an ATF dead dog joke? And I was like, yes, I did. Welcome to how I deal with grief. You should have seen me when my husband passed. Holy crap, was I out there and no filter.
Yeah.
Maybe get hold of, maybe the magic said, that guy told me if they come in within a couple, 3 days, then they buy tags for them 2 little dogs that they can take.
Well, I don't know Phyllis's number,
I don't think so.
and I was gonna call Linda and tell Linda to please get Daniel, take him out to.
Okay, see, this has now been 20 minutes of them talking about their damn dogs. Now, should I have been a good YouTuber, I would have watched this before and Now, I do have a question, Vale. As a person that works with audio, if there is a microphone close but you whisper, does the microphone lose its ability to microphone?
No, it does not.
Okay. Well, I was just wondering in case I ever did need to, whisper something. I figure I'd just use Morse code or sign language. But, whispering into a microphone and you guys can't hear it, but the detective will testify that because it's a bit clearer, I'm guessing, in the courtroom. He basically said, I didn't tell them where I put him. I lied. We're good.
Yeah. Now I mean, clearly we're not dealing with like Einstein here, but these
Dang.
people are just like, we're just gonna whisper right here in front of the microphone and that video camera over here. We're just gonna say it out loud. All right.
Okay, so we are going to go now. I just wanted to kind of give you. So eventually he did break and tell them the exact location, and they found this precious baby boy. And it was kind of a miracle because they had put him down a natural well. And the fire department's equipment basically couldn't go all the way down there, and they were not going to be able to pump the water quick enough to kind of level it out. So they ended up kind of going fishing with all of the straps. If you have a truck and you can put a strap on something.
Yep.
So they basically hooked all those together and went fishing in this well. And they eventually found the 2 milk crates, 8 padlocks, a bunch of plastic wrap, where they decided to let their child be at rest forever. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of understanding as to why the lawyer is going to maybe be not so kind to Miss Jessica. Now, this is interesting legally because Jessica Groves, basically her strategy is to take all responsibility for every injury and abuse that the child sustained and exonerating her husband.
Interesting.
So basically Daniel's defense is, I'm sorry, I'm special, and I don't notice things. Now, given that haircut, that dull look, and everything else, we can kind of believe it. but it's not going to come off well for him. But I may do a video of his testimony later. Jessica is not on the stand very long, but I do want to get to the closing argument, at least of the state, because this prosecutor becomes the avenging angel for Dylan. She is the avatar of everything we want to say to these people, and the attitude and the general, like, you are trash beneath my feet kind of vibe that you get. But I don't want to spoil it. This is my look, it's a terrible case, but the way this lawyer acts is just like, I'm there for it. She has entered the pettyverse and she is staying.
Yeah.
Please be seated. Excuse me.
Every single cougher.
Back on the record in 19 CR 586 A and B, State of Ohio versus Daniel Groves and State of Ohio versus Jessica Groves. Counsel and the parties are back in the courtroom, as are the jurors and alternate jurors in this matter. Mr. Teeman, the state may call their next witness.
Your Honor, with the admission of the state's exhibits, the state of Ohio would rest its case at this time.
State of Ohio has rested its case at this time. Mr. Bryant?
Okay, wait. This is ass backwards to me. Why is it when his microphone is going, it's red, and then when he wants to speak privately, it's green? Who the hell picked those colors?
That is definitely backwards. Well, I mean, if you, in the land of recording and like professional settings, right?
Oh.
It's like red means stop, like don't interrupt, right? Like,
Oh,
and
okay.
green means it's safe, kind of,
To
but
talk.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess it kind of makes sense, but like I think most people probably in those settings, it would make more sense. Green is go mean to talk and red means off.
It makes more sense now that you explained it. And they got custody back because Daniel, the father, was able to do a clean urine test. However, he wasn't observed, and Daniel Groves Jr., his 14-year-old son, did state on the record that he would provide clean samples for his parents. He also said that Rural King was giving him 6 months paid family leave. Now, that should have been the first thing, because Rural King is like a Walmart. It's not gonna give you 6 months of paid leave, okay?
Yeah. It's like basically like a Bass Pro Shops.
Yeah, so it's not gonna give you 6 months of family leave.
Yeah.
Welcome, Celestial Force. So now we are getting to the defense, and like I said, the defense is they use strategery, sort of. Basically, they laid the blame of all the abuse on Jessica. Jessica is going to say that it was an accident, and she doesn't remember how because she was too zoned out. And Daniel is going to say, I didn't notice anything because I was also zoned out. So, it really wasn't my fault either.
Oh.
I'm not saying it's a good defense, but it's the defense they're playing.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the fireworks.
Mr. Stratton, is the defendant Jessica Groves prepared to offer their case?
Yes, we are.
Ms. Scott, is the defendant Daniel Groves prepared at following to offer his case?
We are, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Stratton, you may call your first witness.
Your Honor, recall Jessica Groves to the stand.
Ma'am, if you'll step forward.
Oh, don't even start crying.
And you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Please have a seat.
God's like, I would like to be left out of this situation.
Yeah.
I was nowhere near this. I was telling you, keep that baby away from them.
Yeah.
Chuckles, don't make me want to throw
Jessica,
you in
please
a...
state your name for the record.
Jessica Groves.
Okay. I have a question here. Who is Hot Topic shopper with 2 Mountain Dews filming with a camera? I don't think that's supposed to happen at all.
I don't think so either.
but I'm not a legalologist, so who knows?
Yeah.
Also, sorry about this pause, Chuckles.
And are those? They got tattoos on their knuckles, or are those rings?
I think those are tattoos. I can't explain it.
It's like
That's why I was like, why is Hot Topic manager in safety glasses with a beanie cap on and 2 Mountain
Yeah.
Dews? It just, some days you never know.
Yeah, that one's an interesting one.
I am, and no one looks shocked. Again, sorry, pause.
Jessica, did you and you only cause the
Concentration.
death of your son, Dylan Groves?
Yes.
Did Daniel Groves participate in the killing of Dylan?
No.
Was Daniel Groves aware of any of the injuries that you caused Dylan that may have led to his death?
No.
Did you hide all injuries that you caused Dylan from your husband?
Yes.
I'm gonna adjust all these leading questions.
Sustain, rephrase your question.
Are we approach, Your Honor?
Can we look? My client is dumb and doesn't understand complex questions.
Jessica Groves, did you only assist in the placement of Dylan's body after his death?
Sustain, rephrase your question, Mr. Trent.
Chuckles, come on. I kind of started liking you a bit.
Yeah.
Don't make me unfriend you.
I have a second, Your Honor.
You may.
Again, the lawyer's like, look, I don't have a smart client. If I ask her a real question, she's gonna be confused. And welcome, Ugly Truckin'. We are watching the Groves case. It does involve a child. So if that is upsetting to you, maybe this isn't the stream for you here. We do use dark humor to kind of deal with stuff. We are going to make fun of these parents. They have been convicted of unaliving their infant son. So they are trash people as far as I'm concerned, but that is the kind of warning that I'm giving people.
Yeah.
So we are getting to the point where Jessica Groves will be cross-examined by the state, and the state's attorney turns into, honest to goodness, the avatar of everyone watching and that wants to tell these people they are human filth. So I keep hyping it, but let's go. And there are no tears, but there's like, you can tell when I'm getting ready to cry because I get all splotchy and I am not a pretty crier. But you can tell when people are actually getting ready to cry. I mean, she's fairly fair, so you would assume that you would see some flushing, some maybe redness to the nose, things like that. I am not a body languageologist.
I
But
mean, if you want to look at, body language in this case, it looks like maybe they gave her a little too much Imodium. Maybe she needs a little X-Lax
true.
in this
Yes,
in
true.
this shot.
Yeah. Well, she's like, oh, I think people want me to look sad. Maybe I should do that.
Yeah. See, T. Underwood gets me.
It's rough. You start eating toilet paper in prison. Now, I do believe that the woman that they are showing in the middle was his foster mother, and his foster mother, I mean, she sent him over with all the supplies that her church got. She, gave her personal information like, hey, if you need a break, because I understand how hard this is, call me. And she tried to warn children's services. Every visit that they had that was supervised, she said, the parents still look like they're on something. And she was told that she should not look like she's interfering in the reunification process.
There's so much of this is just anger inducing.
And Linda Evans, or Evers, I am so very, very sorry.
Oh,
I can't imagine, and I hope that we can take your mind off stuff, but really, I am so sorry. There are no words, and grief just sucks.
yeah.
Good questions.
It's like, oh God, how am I gonna ask this dum-dum? Did you just smile at your lawyer, you
Jessica Groves.
twat waffle
The injuries
thunder cunt?
that Dylan sustained happened on what date?
There
March
it is.
27th,
Dylan died on what date?
March 28th.
Ma'am, if you want to pretend to be crying, do not do mini smiles. You succubus.
Yeah. There's so many things wrong with this. Like, I think most body language stuff is ridiculous, but like this is just ugh.
It's I never noticed it until I focused in, but she does these mini smiles and it
Mhm.
pisses me off.
It's almost like a smirk.
Yeah, it is like a smirk, like I don't really care about this.
Yeah.
And I will be doing a separate video that goes over the testimony of the foster mother because God bless her, she is grieving like a real mom.
Yeah.
She is full of, and if you do live in Ohio, she is spearheading. I mean, it's still in committee, but talk to your local Congress people. She is spearheading a law that would require families to be monitored much more closely and try to protect children in this situation. It is stuck in committee hell the last time I checked. But if you call and talk to your senators and feel, fired up about this case, it could change the way CPS does reunification and attempt to make it much more safe for the children.
Oh, that's cool.
So I would look that up. I will try to, when I do her testimony, link the bill name to that so that you have that information to call in if you feel inclined and you live in Ohio.
Yeah.
As she previously testified, Patricia Kraft said that she had looked at Dylan. Did she do anything else?
Objection, leading.
Your Honor, did Patricia Kraft do anything else to examine
No,
Dylan? Where did you take Dylan after he died?
he was at our house for a couple days.
And then where did you take him?
To
What
the
the
well.
fuck is wrong with you? This is gonna be yellow.
Did you
Yeah.
murder Dylan Groves?
Objection.
Did you murder Dylan Groves?
Not intentionally.
Oh, there's a Sarah Boone
Oh.
moment.
My Bob. You know what? I'm not going to intentionally biff you in the back of the head.
But it may
And
happen.
I mean, did you open the Evil Dead book? Did you listen to the record and you were overtaken by a demon? Are you a pod person? I'm confused. How did you not have control over your body, ma'am? Ugh. Yes, I mean the witness. Yes, sorry. The witness. Sorry. Excited utterance, not the person, just me actually saying something out loud that didn't have a filter.
It happens sometimes.
Look, I have been teasing this for a year and I have finally gotten up to it. Just due to the fact that I didn't pay attention to when Vale said he was going to be out of town.
Yeah.
I am a semi-genius. As far as I know, there was a push by the foster mother to charge people for neglect and not taking care of their duties, but it has not gone through. None of them were held accountable. They also, if you look into this case, DCFS basically almost refused for 2 days, or at least a day, uh, to put out an Amber Alert because it would make them look bad directly from a manager. So, yeah, I mean, there were so many people that dropped the ball in this case. And that's why I say, if you do live in Ohio, if this is something that's fired you up, I will try to put up a link in either the community page or on Twitter of the law and what the name is of it. But it is a bit more comprehensive and would hopefully save other children.
Yeah, this just sounds like a dumpster fire all the way around.
It is.
A lot
It
of people
was.
screwed up.
I do have a playlist where I have gone over some of the early testimony. So if you want to look at that and get a little bit more info, I would. There's also plenty of other channels that do a really good job too. So you don't have to just listen to me.
But where else am I going to get a thunder cunt from?
Well, I mean, it is my signature. Okay, now you see the flushing.
Yes, Ron.
Hutchinson, you may inquire.
Thank you.
Oh wait, I'm gonna take it down to regular. I forgot I had it on because we need this. This is Chef's Kiss, and then we'll go to her closing. I just want that off.
When a prosecutor approaches the podium with a look on their face like she does, you know it's going to be good.
Well, yeah, it's like when the prosecutor was pacing in the Edgecombe trial, and he was like a caged tiger, and you know he was just there to lay the smack down, to bring the hammer, and it was just, it's like, oh my gosh, she's got the swagger, she's got the swagger. All righty. And she has got the mean eyeshadow on.
Tell the jury how you killed this baby.
Okay, women, ladies, love ya. Eyebrow bone should be a neutral color that blends in and with a little bit of shimmer to highlight. Putting black all the way up to here, well, it does work for this when you're being mean, but it does make you look unapproachable to me. Maybe it's just a psychological trigger, but I don't do the full eyebrow, like up to the eyebrow in black. I don't get it.
I'm gonna have to take your word on this one, Mo. I don't wear
I have weird things that trigger me. Let's be honest. No one wants to live in my.
Accident.
Not your excuse.
Here, wait. Sorry, let me go back
Oh,
to where it started. Sorry, I am just a butt today.
Did you?
Okay,
Probably.
sorry.
Tell the jury how you killed this baby.
It was an accident.
Not your excuse. How did you murder this baby? How did you cause these injuries?
I have sit here and admitted
Answer the question, please. How did you cause these injuries?
it was an accident.
Not your excuse for what happened. How did you cause these injuries? How did you cause those rib fractures?
damn.
By dropping him.
By dropping him. How did you cause that first 2-inch skull fracture?
I don't remember.
How did you cause that 1-inch skull fracture?
It had to be from dropping him.
How did you cause that complete upper arm fracture?
Nothing that I ever did was intentional.
I'm not asking for your excuse. How did you cause that complete upper arm fracture? Tell the jury.
I have to live with this for the rest of my
Answer the question.
life.
How did you cause that?
You have devoured my family.
Ms. Groves?
Wait, I'm confused. The state devoured your family?
So the state ate
Ma'am.
your family.
Ma'am, first of all, it would be destroyed or decimated, or, But no, your actions, yours alone, caused the state to get involved with you.
Yeah.
You need to look dead ass in the mirror at the human trash that you are.
Yeah.
You answer the questions that are asked of you. You understand?
I've admitted to my guilt.
How did you?
And I have to live without my children. I'm done talking to you.
You are talking to me because you're sitting on the witness stand. Tell them how you caused that injury.
Oh my God, get this lawyer a bag of muffins, because I swear to God, this woman was me. And I was yelling at the computer screen the first time I saw this. God, you go, you get her. I was like,
Damn.
hey, hey, don't mess with it because she is done.
Yeah. I like this lady.
Judge, I ask you to instruct the witness to answer the question.
Ms. Groves, by testifying, you're subject to cross-examination. You have to
That
answer
sounds
the
like something
questions on
Chuckles should have told
cross-examination that
her.
are relevant to these proceedings. This question is a relevant question. You will answer the question at this time.
It's that moment when
Aw.
you know you screwed up.
Yeah, I bet you're wondering why I got here, because I'm human trash. Absolutely, Jem. I understand.
Ms. Hutchinson, step back for a minute. What is your answer to the last question?
Eh.
Oh, poor baby.
So I believe here they have to take a break because the lawyer has to explain to Jessica that she's not allowed to just tell the attorney to off she Fs. She actually has to answer questions.
Yeah.
So
Let me explain the
that was
law to you.
yeah, that was something that she did not anticipate. She just figured she would take responsibility, old Theodore Edgecombe style, and then that would be a free pass.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
Recess. We'll remind you of my earlier admonition to you to not discuss this case amongst yourselves with anyone else. Do not permit anyone to discuss it with you or in your presence. It is your duty not to form or express an opinion on this case until it's finally submitted to you. Ms. Groves, you should remain seated where you're at. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you are.
I know while you're pulling up the next one, I know it'll never be enough to bring justice, but the fact that this woman is going to get like just destroyed brings a little joy to my heart.
I know. Well, that's my thing. That's why I like this. I say like this case in the context of the
Yeah.
lawyer becomes the human avatar of every single one of us who dislikes when bad things happen to kids.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see a lawyer get so passionate about defending a child, giving a voice to the victim,
Yeah.
that they become overcome.
I'm going to give you an opportunity to advise your client as the ramifications of failing to submit herself to cross-examination in this matter. If she does not do that, I am going to strike her testimony in order for the jury not to consider it. You understand?
Okay. So
Yeah.
he basically has to explain to her that, yes, you do actually have to effing answer questions, and it's not gonna be pretty,
It's like you volunteered
but it's
for
gonna be
this.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Please be seated. Back on the record, 19 CR 586 A and B, State of Ohio versus Daniel Groves and State of Ohio
Absolutely.
versus Jessica Groves. We were beginning the cross-examination of the defendant Jessica Groves in this matter.
Yes, he does, and I will do a separate video on this. This is more of this particular lawyer's questioning of Jessica, and then she does the closing statement for the state, and she calls them out big time. So that's what we're going to watch after this.
Hutchinson, you may inquire of the witness.
Tell the jury how you caused that complete upper arm fracture.
I don't remember.
This is the Daniel Groves case. Okay, it's the Jessica and Daniel Groves case. They were convicted for unaliving their infant while being under substances, uh, and putting the body in a well. This is definitely not an easy case. So if it's something that would bother you, I wouldn't continue watching. We do use dark humor, but not at the expense of the victim.
Yeah.
You don't remember?
No, I don't.
You remember the day you said the injuries were caused on the 27th. He died on the 28th, so you remember all that detail. But you don't remember how you caused that upper arm fracture.
No, I don't.
Tell the jury why you wrote on your calendar on April 24th, worst day ever when Daniel was taken, but there was no entry about the worst day ever when you killed that baby.
I didn't kill my baby. It
You
was an
didn't?
accident.
How did you cause those injuries?
I don't remember.
Then how do you remember it was an accident?
It is a
Because I would
conundrum.
never hurt my children intentionally. Never.
How did you cause those injuries?
I don't remember. I done told you that.
I done told you that.
And the worst day ever, the day that I lost my last child.
That's real interesting because we just saw you talking to your dumpster fire husband, and y'all didn't talk one bit about your son. You didn't talk one bit about, your baby. You were more worried about the damn dogs and how you didn't have a fresh blanket, if I recall.
Yeah, and your toilet paper socks.
Daniel Jr., the 14-year-old who was supplying clean samples for his parents, was taken out of their custody. So yes.
Good.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Both of my children.
Look at this photograph, Jessica Groves. How do you not remember that? Tell the jury how it's possible that you would not remember doing that, if in fact you did it. Ma'am, tell the jury how you would not remember that.
Because my mind wasn't clear.
Why?
Because of drugs.
It beyond pisses me off that she won't even look at what she did. I
Yeah.
mean, yes, the 14-year-old witnessed all of this. The 14-year-old was not involved in anything beyond giving samples, but the dad is going to try to state that he was unaware of any of this happening ever. And he should be, exonerated because, well, how was he to know that his wife was hurting the baby? He had, maybe some dreams about it, but he couldn't really remember, and his wife would never do that. So, it's a dumpster fire within a nuclear Sharknado as far as
Yeah.
sanity goes.
That's just not not
Are you
going.
telling this jury that all of these injuries occurred at one time, in one incident?
No,
How many times did you attack baby Dylan?
I never attacked him.
Then how many accidents did you have, Jessica Groves?
I don't remember.
Damn.
Yeah.
Tell them what the accidents were.
Mm.
You keep asking me the same questions. And
Because you're
get
not
the same
answering the
answers.
question, ma'am.
I told you I don't remember.
When was it that your husband realized you were pregnant? Wait a minute. When was it you realized you were pregnant?
Probably when I was about 5.5 months.
Which was
Wait,
when? What month?
what?
October.
When was it your husband knew you were pregnant?
When it was taking me to the hospital.
Toward the end of October, beginning of November.
your husband didn't know you were doped up the whole time you were pregnant?
Because I kept it a secret.
He's about as attentive as Cat.
Why did you guys tell your son that a dream catcher hurt that baby?
Because it did.
Tell the jury about that.
Get
You
the
said you
fuck
didn't
out of
remember.
here.
Wow.
No. Get the excuse my language. It did hurt him. You shouldn't have anything overhanging a crib or a pack and play. I'm not here to look. I have had children that had to have a pack and play because I could not afford a crib. So I am not shaming here at all, but you're not supposed to have stuff, on the seal or on the wall by said bed because it could fall and hurt them.
Yeah. There's just so many things wrong with this.
Tell the jury what happened
You're
with that dream
fine.
catcher.
I didn't think that dream catcher had injuries to that extent.
So that accident didn't cause his death.
No,
Tell him what accident did.
I don't remember.
Mm-hmm. X to doubt.
Mhm. X to doubt.
Why didn't you tell Jody Kunkel there were all these accidents that killed my baby?
Because I was scared.
Of what?
Oh, wait.
Everything.
What's that?
I need to do another look around. Let me see.
Yeah.
The amount of damns I give.
Yeah.
Also,
They are non-existent.
Amazon. I would like to become sponsored by the fuck octopus. I'm just saying. If I'm just saying, I'd be real good at selling them. I think the F octopus is the perfect addition to any house. See how wonderful I did that? I can even dress up like Lucy and do vitamin. Just
Hey,
think about it, Amazon. We'll talk later. I'll have my people talk to your people. It'll be great.
did you see they have them in ducks too?
I know I want to get one, but I was kind of trying to exercise, adultness and yeah, because then they have these plushes that have like don't be peanut butter and jealous, and it's a little peanut butter jar, and like that's how I roll with a cinnamon roll or the dumpster fire that says everything is fine. I need help.
What's everything? You were scared of what?
Of admitting the truth.
Well,
And the
tell
truth
jury
would be
the truth
what?
is.
I
You
don't,
didn't tell Detective Kunkel what the truth was. You didn't tell your son what the truth was. Tell this jury what the truth is.
I don't remember at all.
Why didn't you tell your sister Stacy Hall what the truth was?
Oh, I'll have to think about
You
that.
told her this had nothing to do with drugs. I swear, nothing, Stacy. I would tell you.
Me and Stacy.
The shade.
Uh-huh.
That's why I love this lawyer, and I do think I've heard through the scuttlebutt, but do not quote me on this, that she has now become a judge
Oh Lord.
in this jurisdiction. So I am here. If she has streams, I am here for the pettyversity. I am here for the pettyverse if she is the same way with people as a judge. This prosecutor takes no prisoners.
Yeah.
Stacy did not grow up together. Me and Stacy has not had a lot of communication over my 40
Ma'am, why didn't you
years.
tell Stacy the truth? That's the question.
Why would I?
Why wouldn't you?
I've never had any family support
Oh,
over my
them tears
40
just
years.
dried the hell up.
It's magic.
And why didn't you tell Stacy the truth?
Why would I?
Don't ask me questions.
Me and her's
Answer the
not
question.
that close. She is a half sister
Okay.
that we have never had that close relationship.
So you lied to her,
Yes, I did.
and you lied to your son.
Yes, I
The
did.
misery
And you lied to
one.
Detective Conkle,
Yes, I did.
but you want this jury to believe you just don't remember and you're not lying to them.
Mic drop.
Look at these ladies and gentlemen and tell them.
Yeah, no, I'd like you to take accountability, you dumpster trash water. I don't.
I can't tell you something that I can't remember. And I
Who
would
wrapped this
never
baby's
hurt-
body in 6 layers of plastic and duct tape? Who did that?
I did.
You did.
Good Lord.
Daniel
Yeah.
Graves didn't help you with that?
Yes, he did.
Tell him what happened. Tell him about that concealment.
Wow.
I wanted to be able to go back and get my baby.
Ma'am, I'm not asking you for comments. Tell the jury about the day you wrapped that baby.
Oh my gosh, I just love that she's like, not your excuses. I don't need your comments. I just need you to tell me why the hell you gave up this blessing that the Lord gave you to try to get your, Kathy Bates from misery ass out of ridiculousness and whatever. Just
Yeah.
whatever. You need real tears. I'm not telling you how to act from one actress to another. I'm not telling you about your craft, but when you're crying, there's supposed to be these liquid things coming out your eyeballs.
Yeah. This is. Yeah. It's
That
not
baby.
good for her. Not good for her at all.
No, she doesn't come out looking great.
No.
Plastic, tell him what happened.
I don't quite remember it all.
You don't remember that either.
I know it happened. I remember bits and pieces, but no, I don't remember. Because when he died, part of me died.
Oh, shut the hell up.
I'm just
No, well, yeah, it probably did. No, you're right. The part of your soul that was still good, that was still trying, that, some part of the universe was trying to help you out. Yeah, that did die. The part that, generally it remains with people that don't unalive people, you're done trying to make a Horcrux, ma'am. We
Yeah.
will not have any of that Harry Potter shenanigans over here. We done seen what it did across the pond. Stupid ass twat waffle.
I've just been on autopilot.
Man, look at this
since.
picture. I don't.
Thank you, Sarah Adams. For those of you that are new here, I generally try not to curse. I try to come up with creative things, but sometimes, I have a deep affinity for twat waffle. It is a word that describes everything, and thunder cunt. So I apologize, but that's just how it is. And thank you for supporting me. The $2.
Where did you get all that stuff to wrap baby Dylan in?
Outside, I guess.
You guessed. No, I'm asking you for real. Where'd you get all this stuff?
I sure didn't get it out from under the kitchen sink.
Are you going to answer the question?
Outside.
You don't remember this chain, those 6 layers of plastic and duct tape, 3 padlocks, 12 zip ties, 8 wire ties, 18 rocks?
Ooh,
You don't remember
that might go in the rotation.
Not in detail. No, I don't.
That's not a whole heck of a lot of planning.
No.
Why would you do that if you didn't murder this baby on purpose?
Because I was scared.
Scared of what?
Yes, do tell.
Losing everything.
Is that why you're in here telling this jury this story today? She's not answering the question.
This lawyer's not having it. She's like, I'll see your objection. I'll raise you. She's not even answering. What do you think about that, Chuckles?
Yeah.
And y'all, this is why I use humor against these people and Donna Adelson and Sarah Boone, because this is the way you hurt them. unfortunately, sitting in jail and everything else, they're still going to be able to see themselves as a heroic victim or martyr of circumstances. But with people that are egotists, if you make fun of them and can get other people to make fun of them, that just gets under their skin and they cannot handle it. That might be why, look, I might just write Sarah Boone and see if I can get an interview. Dear Sarah, I'm one of the many people making twisted claims about your story. Would you? You know what? That would backfire on me because she'd make me her third party intervener, which would be hilarious. But I don't know that Mr. Mo would want me going to Florida for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
He would say, like, hey, wait, the trial is only a day and a half. They said be ready for 6 weeks. I'm sorry, sweetie. I just gotta stay down here and go eat a bunch of key lime pie. But I mean, it's a trial, and I will try to stay. It will be difficult for me to be separated from y'all. Godspeed and good luck.
Yes, Robin.
Yes, the things that my head comes up with scenarios. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh crap, no, why do I keep doing this? Damn it. Yes, CRPS has been really bad here lately with the changing of the weather and all this rain. Ugh.
Yeah.
You'd think her lawyer would have told her in the break, like, sweetie, you need real tears. Here's this menthol stick.
Yeah.
You know. She is very Letitia-like. Everything was a victim of circumstance, not a deliberate action.
Jessica,
Oh, Chuckles, you're not going to help her.
everything you're saying today is the truth.
Yes.
You're finally coming clean, correct?
Yes, I am.
We need the witness again.
Rephrase the question, Mr. Shad.
Yes.
You
Is there
didn't
anything that the
volunteer.
prosecutor has said?
So what they're trying to do here is, again, this is kind of a novel legal strategy that they are trying to pull off. But what they are basically trying to pull off is that Jessica was the only person responsible for the actual act of unaliving. Daniel was unaware of anything she was doing to the baby, so he is only an accessory after the fact by trying to hide the body.
Yeah.
So this is kind of the scheme or the strategy that they have picked out, and there is no way to rehabilitate this witness.
Yeah.
But go ahead and try, Chuckles.
You did not do.
I did not kill my baby intentionally.
I just put him in a
That's no
suitcase.
question.
Mr. Stratton, Ms. Scott, any cross-examination?
Yeah, Your Honor, a few questions.
Oh yes, let's go. Get her again. Come on, girlfriend. Take your earrings out, get your hair done, pull it up in a ponytail. Let's go.
Ms. Groves, I know that you're claiming that you don't remember a lot of the details in this situation.
Oh, it's not you. It's
However, do you recall whether or not Daniel?
does any public defender that I mean, her Gareth Purse House, it's called deep conditioner. If you are going to go platinum blonde, that is a lot of stress on your hair. It's called a deep conditioner. Do not use heat tools all the time. You know, ma'am, I just can't. You knew this was going to be televised. Like, I take time with my hair some days because I know I'm going to be on camera. It's just a service I do to you guys, for you guys. Just let the actual Schnell.
Daniel Groves participated in the actions that caused Dylan's death.
No, he did not.
Okay. Did he in any way cause Dylan's death?
No.
Did the dream catcher falling on the baby cause some bruising on Dylan's head?
Slightly.
Okay. Is that what we heard Daniel Jr. testify to yesterday?
Yes.
All right, I haven't done it yet. By the power vested in me and the Pettyverse, and as Queen Shenanigans of the Pettyverse, I officially excommunicate you from the the lady, mother, woman category. You are simply a female that has a uterus now. We don't want association with you. You may be redeemed someday, but that is not for me to judge, except I excommunicate you. So you are now a female. You can never be called lady again. I don't even care.
Was there a laceration as a result of that bruising?
No,
Did that result in his death in any way?
no,
Originally, you were scared of admitting the truth, correct?
yes,
You're admitting to that truth during the course of this trial,
yes, I am.
and the truth includes that Daniel Groves did not participate in Dylan's death, correct?
Correct.
You lied to many people in this case, correct?
Yes, I have.
Ms. Hutchinson asked you if you lied to your sister. You did.
Yes,
Ms. Hutchinson asked if you lied to your son. You did.
yes,
Did you also lie to your husband?
yes.
Okay. Now, I understand how difficult it is. Look, I have lived and married someone that had an addictive personality, that had addiction and abuse and substance abuse issues. It is a thing that ripples outward beyond imagination. But you know what I did? I took my kids away from that because it was not safe. It was becoming increasingly dangerous. And, their father is still a human. I never talked bad about their father because that's still their father, but that was an unsafe situation. So if this man didn't sack up and, fight for his baby, then he is not a man either. I don't know, Vale. Sorry, I'll just get off my soapbox, but
You're good.
I just look, it
Yeah.
is the scariest, hardest step you're gonna take. I'm not telling you it's gonna be easy, but you get those kids out of that situation,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
yeah, for sure.
You're trying to set the record straight through this trial, correct?
Oh god, they brought
Yes, I
Daryl Brooks
am.
into it. The ghost of Daryl Brooks and be like, we need to run the record back.
The only part that the only part that Daniel Groves participated in was helping you to dispose of Dylan's body and place his body in the well after he was deceased, correct?
Yep,
He was not aware of any of your actions that caused baby Dylan to pass away, correct?
no, he was not.
Did he help you hide those actions?
Yes,
But only by disposing of the body after Dylan had already passed away, correct?
yes,
Yeah, he's a real peach of a man. He's a saint. We're gonna
You folks
knighthood
took
him
great care
later.
to wrap his body in plastic,
yes, we did.
and that was for the purpose of maybe retrieving his body at a later time, correct?
Yes,
What in the Dahmer ridiculousness are you thinking, ma'am?
Yeah.
I mean, like, we're just gonna pick him up later.
This whole thing just has me shaking my head.
I mean, ma'am, let me explain to you how incredibly lucky you are that we have the justice system that we have, because you do not understand that there are so many people. You mess with kids, you mess with puppies or kittens. You are protected by the law from our passion, our sense of justice, where we would take it out maybe old school Western style. So you better thank your lucky stars every day that you live in a country that affords you due process and the chance for a trial, because holy fazoli's, if
Yeah.
I were a judge. You would be in an ISO cube with plastic all around. See, here's what I'm thinking, because there are some people that just need this treatment. And I have devised the perfect treatment for these kind of narcissistic people. I put Daryl Brooks in there. We put them in an ISO cube that's made of plastic all around, so it's like a well, it's like a zoo, and we put that in the national forest, and you get to go in there, but it also is interactive with chat from the internet, so you can pay a certain amount to do, like, glitter bombs or play all of Taylor Swift songs, whichever you feel, like Nickelback, whichever you feel would be more upsetting to these people. Now, I realize that there might be some cruel and unusual punishment, bars to this particular idea, but imagine the tax revenue we pay. You pay $10 to go throw something at Daryl Brooks' ISO cube. I'd pay $10. I'd
Yeah.
pay $20. I'd pay $100 to throw some tomatoes at him in his ISO cube so he wouldn't actually be hit. But I'm just I mean, that would be my solving issues, but this is why God didn't make me a judge, because
It
I'd be
reminds
like,
me
"He
of
moved, shock shackles."
a George Carlin bit, actually.
I think I might have picked it up from that. I love George Carlin.
Yeah, he had this wild idea of doing something ridiculous and putting it on pay-per-view, and he's like, "And do you know how much tax revenue we could generate?"
If we went full Snake Island Hunger Games, I mean, I'm not saying it'd be humanitarian, but we'd make a shit ton. I mean, we'd probably take care of the debt. Of
Yeah,
course, most
exactly.
people would be paying with their credit cards, so I don't know how that worked, but, I mean, we would be doing something for America and peace and stuff.
Yeah.
See, here's a perfect example. I am getting heated up, so I am getting splotchy. This woman is several shades well, she does have pigment, I just don't. But if I were on the stand and I was being cross-examined and I was really upset, I would start doing this type of thing.
Yeah.
So, that's why I call bullshit. I'm a fake redhead. That's the problem. I done absorbed so much
Did
dye
Daniel in
over the
any
years.
way, or Daniel did not in any way know of any of your activity that caused a skull fracture that had healed
Thank
on
you
a
so much
prior
for the
occasion, did he?
$2,
No,
Linda, and I I hope you look, there are no words, and I am so sorry for your loss. But, uh, you know, this is the best chat ever, and if you ever need a place to escape to, we do a lot more fun stuff. This is kind of the stinkiest trial I've picked. Oh, I'm glad. This is why I could never be a news person. I'd have to waste like 9 gallons of foundation on my chest and or not show my boobs. And if I have boobs, I'm gonna show them. Damn it. Well, either that or I'm gonna charge people $25 not to see what, nursing 6 kids does to them. It's a reverse OnlyFans, you know, it's a reverse hostage situation. So,
Oh,
like, if you don't wanna see those, you wanna keep the mystery alive, then just send me $25. Mr. Mo was like, "You need to stop making that joke. People are gonna think you actually have chesticle pictures out there." I'm like, "If my mouth is moving, I'm probably speaking shenanigans." I mean, I think people understand that.
oh, that's funny.
no, he did not.
When that injury occurred, there was no outward signs of a cut, was there?
No, there was not.
In regards to the rib fractures that he received that we heard about that were healing, were there any outward signs that Daniel would have been aware of to show that that injury had happened?
No, there was not.
And it is correct that baby Dylan passed away on March the 28th.
Correct.
You and you alone were the one that caused the death of the baby Dylan.
Yes, I was.
There was nothing that Daniel did that caused his death, correct?
Correct.
There was nothing that he did that hid your actions other than helping you to assist him or assist you in hiding the baby after he had passed away, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. I have no further questions at this time.
Could you ask that question in a more indirect
Any
way?
crossed by the state.
Yes.
I mean, that was the most Yoda way of asking a question.
Yeah. There was a very strange line of, I guess it was direct because it was from his attorney, I suppose.
It was his attorney, so it was the husband's attorney, and now the state gets to ask more questions, and I'm here for it, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, she didn't even have notes. Ma'am, you better get your Vaseline out. This is going to hurt a bit. Bactine.
59, Your Honor. You just told this jury that your husband didn't know about these injuries,
No, he did not.
but your 15-year-old son did?
No, he
Oops.
did not.
I
So
mean,
your 15-year-old son lied in here yesterday when he said this whole baby's head where his hair would be was black and bruised? Look at the jury. Are you calling your son a liar?
No, he's not.
ooh,
Your Honor, I would object. I did not believe that that was the characterization or the nature of the testimony yesterday.
Overruled.
this judge is like, I would like the answer
How is it
too.
that your son saw this baby's head swollen and black, but your husband didn't? Look at
That
the
is a
jury.
question.
Explain that to them.
I can't
Jeez.
explain that to him because
Because
I
what?
don't know.
You
Mm-hmm.
don't know. You seem to know a lot of answers to Ms. Scott's question. Answer the question to the jury. How did your
Ooh.
15-year-old son see these injuries, know about them, but your husband didn't?
Oof.
Oof. Well, he's a little
Ms. Rose.
slow.
I don't know.
Do you know anything?
Thank you, Ms. Hutchinson. Ma'am, you may step down. Have a seat, counsel.
Ouch.
Okay, now we are going to get to the state's closing, which is honestly one of the best closings I've seen just for the passion that it shows and how it's not very long. So it's not that we're going to, be here forever, but she just shows
Please be seated.
she is in full F deficit. She has no fucks to give.
Back on the record, case number 19 CR 586 A and B, State of Ohio versus Daniel Groves, and State of Ohio versus Jessica Groves. Counsel and the parties and all jurors and alternate jurors are present in the courtroom. The state and the defense have rested their cases. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you've now heard the evidence that you will consider in deciding this matter. The lawyers will now have an opportunity to provide to you a closing argument to summarize the evidence and the law in this matter. Is the state prepared for closing argument?
She said, "Yes, I am. I've had 8 Red Bulls and I'm here for
Prepared
it."
for closing argument?
We are at this time, Your Honor. Thank you.
Is the defendant Jessica Groves prepared for closing argument?
Yes, we are. Your Honor.
State of Ohio, Ms. Hutchinson?
Yes,
Ms. Hutchinson, you may address the jury.
Thank you. May it please the court, opposing counsel, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Good afternoon. At this point, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is that your service here as jurors is almost complete. The bad news is that the most difficult part of your service is about to begin, and that is your deliberations.
I like this woman.
His Honor, Judge Kuhn will instruct you as to the exact law that you are to follow and what applies in this case. But I'd like to take a few minutes just to assist you in understanding what it is we believe we need to prove here, what we have proved, and how that relates to the charges. We discussed at the beginning of the week, as to all charges, the defendants are equally charged and can be found guilty as a principal offender or by acting in complicity. In other words, if you find that either of these two defendants aided or abetted the other, each defendant is guilty. His Honor will instruct you that aided and abetted means supported, assisted, encouraged, incited, cooperated with, advised. His Honor will further instruct you that complicity includes conspiring with one another to commit offenses. Again, if something I say differs from something Your Honor says, you are to follow his instructions. So let's talk about the charges and the evidence that you've heard this week. Count 1 again is aggravated murder. The state of Ohio must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendants did or were complicit.
I do like that this prosecutor takes the time to explain things a little bit in more layman's term. I like that she, defers to the judge, but there are some prosecutors or lawyers that don't quite break things down. And if you are a first-time juror, I mean, I can imagine this is very hard to follow. A lot of it is in legalese. And if you haven't been watching cases all the time or something like that, it is nice that she's speaking in kind of plain layman's terms and just, being very kind of personable.
Yeah.
Complicit to purposely. I'm going to go through some of these individually. Purposely, I submit to you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that multiple rib fractures are purposeful injuries. Those aren't accidental.
Yes, ma'am.
I submit to you that multiple skull fractures that happened at different times, and even at a time different than the rib fractures, are purposeful. I submit to you that the multiple complete arm fractures and leg fractures are purposeful.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph. I mean, I'm you guys, this is a terrible case. I mean, and I wouldn't show this unless I thought that this was a really interesting way, because you rarely see prosecutors get upset. And in this case, I think it's completely warranted, as you hear. And I have not done a video on the medical examiner or things like that. And when I do, those will have warnings, because it's not a good one. This is actually in Ohio, in the Scioto County.
Yeah.
Caused the death of baby Dylan. Can I say what mechanism was used to cause baby Dylan's injuries? No. And you heard defendant Jessica Gross, she can't remember what happened.
Oh, did we bring the snark? Because I'm here for it. Bring the petty. Ma'am, we are here for it. You go ahead and you take my
I submit to you,
crown.
ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you are the finders of fact. You go back to the jury room and you determine what happened here. What you heard from the witness stand, and you'll be instructed by His Honor that you are only to consider evidence that came from that witness stand in the form of testimony or exhibits. Nothing I said, nothing they said, the lawyers, we're not testifying. Only what comes from that witness stand.
I do like that she
What
explains
did you
that
hear
too.
from Dr. Brown?
Yeah. It's good that she's
Dr.
explaining
Brown
this stuff.
testified that there was actual evidence of homicidal violence that caused baby Dylan's death. All those fractures we just talked about. She testified she couldn't rule in or rule out drowning. Jessica Groves can't remember.
This might
Did
become a
failure to
theme.
seek emergency medical care after multiple serious injuries over a period of time cause baby Dylan's death? She can't remember. And he did nothing. And the last element is that
Yeah,
baby Dylan was under 13 years of age at the time of this offense. Well, there's no dispute, because today he would be one if we weren't here discussing his aggravated murder.
mic drop. And it's a sucky mic drop, and it sucks the big ones. But had that baby stayed with a foster mother, he would have been fine.
Yeah.
But the fact that they were so hell-bent on reunification, and look, I am not for the government taking people's children, but this is this is what pisses people off about CPS. They will go hard after Maya, Kowalski's parents. But, these two, they want to give the kid back. Like,
Yeah.
no, you can't see your daughter in the ER. No, you can't hug her. But these two, they're like, well, we need to get the family back together. It's a family thing.
Yeah.
You know what? If I became president, the first thing I would do would be disband all the CPS units and start from scratch. Because these a-holes are ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a bit much. In this case.
Yes. And I know there are people that do really good work there too.
Beyond a reasonable doubt that these two defendants did or were complicit in knowingly. His Honor will instruct you that a person acts knowingly, regardless of their purpose, when they're aware that their conduct will create a certain result. Are you aware that 3 violent incidents is probably going to result in a baby's death? Daniel Groves doesn't see anything wrong with bashing a baby in the head 4 times. Or picking it up and squeezing it and shaking it. You can do that to a baby? He watched this happen to his own son, baby Dylan. He says by his own wife. The man that children serve.
He is not a man. A real man, a real father, if you see that your wife or anyone is hurting your children, you get ahead of them. You are the shield. That is why you are the dad. You are supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Look, there are times that Mr. Moe has to tell me, like, look, I understand you're very upset that people leave things in the dishes, but screaming at the children, like a crazy person, is not the way to go. So we need to mellow out, and we need to explain to the children that it bothers you. And I was like, I done told them 87,000 times in nice mom voice. And then we escalated to Samuel L. Jackson mom voice because not one of them was listening.
The Lord will strike down upon thee with great vengeance.
I was like, I'm tired of mother effing dishes in my mother effing. No, I'm just kidding. I try to be better, but I mean, there are times where it's like, do y'all not hear me when I say things? Because I've asked Mr. Mo, I'm like, am I speaking English now? Do you understand me? I'm just making sure that I didn't have a stroke, and I'm I'm just making sure I'm speaking English, because I was afeared there for a second that we weren't communicating correctly.
Oh dear.
He's like, no, they're just. Oh, well.
Yeah. I just saw that. I was like, what?
Well. Okay, here's my whole deal on the Mesopotamia and why I do not cover it on Newsy News. That has been an absolute, since humanity started, just a pig in a poke. It has been, they have never stopped fighting. I mean, just never. That's my deal. I don't think that I have a lot of service members in my family. I'm the only one that flunked out of basic training. Look, I've never been a runner. don't think it's going to be my jam. But I don't want a single service person going over there with this current administration. And I do pray that this administration does a good job, but they don't seem to be doing it. And after Afghanistan, I don't want any service members to be under this leadership. But that's just me.
Yeah.
But that's why I know it's a subject that has a lot of opinions, and I am not knowledgeable enough to give anything more than my hot take. So I just I try not to give my hot takes because there's already people on the internet that do that.
True.
Services placed this baby's safety upon did nothing. That's not complicity. You let her around that baby one more day after you saw that, and you're not complicit to this whole thing?
Preach, sister.
Would she have had any other access to this baby but for defendant Daniel Groves? Again, count 2 murder knowingly caused the death of baby Dylan as a proximate result of committing or attempting to commit an offense of violence that is a felony of the 1st or 2nd degree, felonious assault, over and over and over. Count 3, kidnapping, requires us to prove that these defendants, in this case, again, baby Dylan was under 13, so by any means, they remove baby Dylan from the place where he was found or restrain his liberty for the purpose of hindering, impeding, or obstructing a governmental function. I submit to you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that every single time these 2 defendants withheld baby Dylan from Children's Services, they committed a kidnapping. You heard the testimony. The initial plan involved Children's Services seeing face-to-face baby Dylan weekly. At some point, maybe that went to monthly. You all determine that. And you also heard the Children's Services workers say that at any time, if they requested to see this baby, these defendants were to submit to that request. Whether Children's Services filed or asked criminal charges to be filed on each of those occasions is not an issue here, because you're the finders of fact. You go back there and determine whether or not they violated the law. I submit to you they did. Between February 4th and February 25th, Children's Services caseworker testified there were numerous attempts to contact these defendants about baby Dylan, such that they ended up going to Daniel Jr.'s school to try to pass messages to his parents.
Their souls are gone. I don't know.
And again, from that visit on February 25th to March 28th, numerous attempts to make contact. After March 28th to June, when baby Dylan's body was recovered, numerous attempts to make contact by Children's Services, by law enforcement, by juvenile court. Count 4, endangering children. As a parent.
Well, I'm not Miss Cleo, but I'm getting signs there might have been some of that.
Yeah. This is.
Oh no, she gets more fired up. It's gonna get good.
Parent, guardian, custodian.
I may have watched this a couple
person having
times.
custody or
Spoiler
control
alert.
in loco parentis of a child under the age of 18. These defendants at the time, the testimony was, were not the custodians. Children's Services were the custodians.
What a great job they
were
did.
Certainly the parents, and they were certainly the people in control. Therefore, they had a duty to prevent substantial risks of health and safety to baby Dylan. And they violated that duty of
You
care,
left babies with
protection,
crackheads, child
and it
services. I hope
resulted
you're
in
happy.
serious physical harm, actually death. So more than serious physical harm. Did either of these defendants tell you that they made one emergency phone call to help that baby?
She was about to say pieces of human garbage. She was like, did any of these a-holes, defendants, she was about to say dingleberries or dickheads. Look, it was okay. As a judge, I would have allowed it.
No. Could he have survived his injuries? I don't know. He wasn't given a chance. Did Daniel Groves create a substantial risk to the health or safety of baby Dylan, therefore violating his duty? His duty. Children's Services made that his duty to take care of and protect baby Dylan from serious physical harm and death by allowing her to come right back around after she bashed him in the face 4 times and squeezed him by the rib cage?
Oh.
Yeah, they're both human garbage.
Count 6, interference with custody. Did they know they didn't have the privilege to do what they were doing? Or were they reckless in that regard? Did they keep or harbor baby Dylan from the custodian, from Children's Services? And did that result in physical harm to baby Dylan? Count 7, gross abuse of a corpse. Treating baby Dylan's body in a way that would outrage reasonable community sensibilities. These defendants dumped him in a dark 30-foot well of water and left him there for months. And I submit to you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that had Detective Conkle not had the training and experience to put them in a room together and listen to what they were saying, we would have never found baby Dylan's body. You listen to the whispering.
Yeah, interrogation rooms do have microphones, you dumbasses. Jesus.
Yeah.
If they find his body, we're effed. Felonious assault, knowingly causing serious physical harm to baby Dylan. 4 counts. Rib fractures, significant calcification, 2-inch skull fracture, some healing, not as much as the rib fractures. 1-inch skull fracture, complete upper arm fracture, complete lower leg fracture, large chest.
And I have just enough medical knowledge to be dangerous. But babies' bones are so very bendable because they have to get out somehow. The amount of force that would be needed to do these things, this is when she says unintentional, you don't squeeze and shake someone unintentionally. Again, I think we need to go back. Look, Department of Education, I'm coming after you next, because if this is what you're teaching children, they don't understand what intentionally. I have not showed that yet. Oh, sorry. I plan to do a video. I thought that Vale was going to be gone this weekend, so I picked out something that I could do without him, and then he's like, no, Mo, it's next weekend. So I had a bit of a blonde moment. But I have been teasing this testimony for about a year, so I figured I better get on it, in due time.
It works.
It's one thing off of my 9 billion page long to-do list.
Chest contusion, swelling to his abdomen. Those are all separate counts because they're all separate injuries. There was nothing that came out of that witness stand that explained how those injuries could have all happened at one time. So you have multiple counts to consider. You are also the judges of credibility, the sole judges of credibility, and His Honor will instruct you that you are.
Well, that's going to get ugly.
So you determine who sits on that witness stand and who's telling the truth. Whether you believe some of it, all of it, none of it, you determine that. So let's talk about reasons why you may or may not believe defendant Daniel.
Oh, no. Not questioning the
First,
truth.
it was that Children's Services took the baby. Then it was that he just found baby Dylan dead. Nobody killed him. Next,
it's a bold strategy,
Jr.,
Cotton.
the dream catcher hurt the baby.
Oh, Lord. This damn dream catcher. I'm about to lose my
In a
mind.
jail visit, he tells a female he didn't kill him or dump his body. He didn't have anything to do with any of this. And yet another version that we heard in here this morning was that he watched his wife strike that child in the head 4 times and snatch him up by the ribs. You all go back there and decide what's truth and what's not. If you believe that he wasn't the principal, then discuss whether or not he was complicit. And we've talked about some of that, about Children's Services placing the baby.
The gentleman and woman right here, I believe, are the husband and wife who were the foster parents. And of all the people here, she is the one that truly shows a mother's grieving heart. I mean, that's why I have waited to do her testimony. I needed to make a warning screen because, like I said, this is not an easy case, and I never want you to click on something and have to have a really bad day or be re-traumatized by something. So I try to do warnings in front of these cases.
Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna be a rough one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my toilet paper tissue next to me. I'm a little cheap and I'm not gonna buy Kleenex when I got toilet paper. It just is what it is.
Why else would you collect the urine of your 15-year-old son? Put it in a small bottle with a lid on it. For his buddy? So had there been an actual urine test, maybe he wouldn't have even had placement. Sounds like he facilitated this whole thing from the word go.
Ooh, it does sound like that.
He was foolishly unaware. That's what was said in opening statements, foolishly unaware.
Sure, Jan.
They want you to believe that these 2 defendants wouldn't scheme up a way to tamper with urine. These 2 defendants who wrapped that baby boy in 6 layers of plastic and duct tape and chained his body inside a milk crate, loaded it on a 4-wheeler, and drove it and dumped it in a well. But they wouldn't tamper with urine specimens.
I mean, ma'am, they do have a line they're not willing to cross. maybe not the battle to pick to fight as a defense person if your client's, accused of unaliving. I'd let the whole, faking a drug test thing go as my hill to die on. But that's just me.
How is he complicit? Who was it that Children's Services was having all that contact with? She testified it was Daniel Groves, that he had 4 different phone numbers she was trying to communicate with. How is he complicit? He was foolishly unaware that his wife was pregnant for so long, yet their 15-year-old son knew and confronted her. He was foolishly unaware that she was getting so high, yet everybody at the hospital recognized it.
Well, I mean, did he look at her pupils?
He was foolishly unaware that she was not going to the Mahajan appointments. Why not rat her out for all this?
That is a question.
Could it be because he's high right along with her?
Well, I mean, ma'am, you're wanting an answer.
You
Is that a
heard Detective
rhetorical
Conklin
question?
testify that he's
Well, I mean, these two have had the expression of sacks of potatoes
Yeah.
the entire time.
Yeah.
And how do you not know your wife's pregnant? I mean, we have all seen those terrifying shows where a woman just goes along and through the mental willpower of not noticing things, doesn't know that she's pregnant until she's, in the Costco bathroom having said child. But that is a rarity.
Yeah. I imagine so.
I mean, it was not confusing when I was 9 months pregnant with the youngest, most feral.
Yeah.
dope sick, rolling around the interrogation room.
Oh.
Foolishly unaware that baby Dylan was injured so seriously. You've seen the pictures. You heard that 15-year-old little boy describe that baby as having bruising all around where his hair would be expected. How would he describe that picture from the autopsy if that wasn't the way that baby looked?
It is a conundrum.
Defendant Daniel Groves didn't know. And Daniel Jr. said it was a matter of time after he sees this that the baby disappeared. He didn't know. He couldn't have called right then for emergency medical assistance to give baby Dylan a chance to survive. I submit to you that's the least he could have done.
Preach.
You're expected to believe that these parents, who everyone from the hospital testified, never asked questions about that baby when he was removed and couldn't breathe, stayed glued to each other, and then packaged up their baby and threw him in a 30-foot well, were suddenly so caring that they wanted to hold baby Dylan every time Patricia Kraft was there.
Ooh.
You suppose that's so she wouldn't touch him and figure out he had injuries?
Oh my goodness. Yipes.
You heard the phone call with her sister. Together, for better or worse, till death do us part. I submit to you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that's the way it's been from the time that baby was born to right here this week. Against their own children. You were told at the beginning of this, Jessica Groves is going to take responsibility. Did she take responsibility when she spoke with Detective Conkle? She take responsibility when she spoke to her sister? Did she take responsibility in here this morning when she spoke to you? She can't remember what happened, but she does remember it was an accident. Is that taking responsibility for these injuries?
I'm afraid she's gonna need some lidocaine after this because there are so many burns just happening. She's gonna need some aloe and some Bactine because
It's not
ow.
helping that it's the same day either that she
Oh, yeah.
testified, because they're gonna
Oh, yeah.
remember all of that.
Yeah, I don't know that they would have gotten they I'm sure picked the jury pool that they could get, but and that is my fear because I am technically able to be called for jury duty for this entire year. I can deal with DUIs. I can deal with everything else. My worry is, my big fear is that I'm gonna get caught up in a kid case,
Yeah.
and it would be so hard to be objective in a kid case,
Yep. Yep, for sure.
especially for me. I'd probably be honest, be like, I don't know that I can be non-biased.
Yeah.
But I do. Can I write a book about my experiences? I mean, is it okay if I come in a different wig every day? I mean, I would ask dumb questions like that. So I'm sure they would be like, "What do you do for a living?" "Oh, I do commentary over trials and generally make fun of people." Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and dismiss you.
Yeah.
Maybe
We're
that's why I haven't gotten a call yet.
we're gonna give you a hard pass.
Yeah, they're like, "Wait, you understand legalese? That's a no-go for us."
Yeah. Mhm.
Injuries? You're expected to believe defendant Daniel Groves, everything he said in here. The same guy who, after they say the baby was dead, tells Children's Services in a text message he's growing like a weed. You were told that Daniel Groves panicked and dumped baby Dylan in a 30-foot well. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, does this look like panic to you?
Oh my gosh, the daggers that the foster mom is sending. Ma'am, you are my
Mhm.
spirit animals because my face is bold, underlined, in all caps, and I approve of the message that you are sending.
Yeah. That is a icy stare.
Yeah.
Does it? A chain, 3 padlocks, 12 zip ties, 8 wire ties, 18 rocks, 6 layers of plastic and duct tape. Does this look like panic? I submit to you it looks like extreme planning. They want you to believe they're not complicit to their baby's murder.
Have
But
a good
this
day,
is what
Linda.
they chose for a coffin and his burial? This?
Okay, this was my moment where I was like, "Ma'am, I don't generally play for that team, but I would marry you." I mean, God love her, and I know she's not supposed this is not as professional. I'm sure a real lawyer would be like, "We don't wanna get all emotional," but she is the living avatar of every single one of us that wants to go faith heal, multiple times, these 2.
Yeah.
Ooh, and the face she just made at them.
Dumped him in a well.
Yes.
Proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Guilty on each and every count. Each one of them.
Okay.
And that is where I end this. They both were charged guilty. I do believe that Daniel Groves, and I will have to my mind is not as great sometimes when the seasons are changing with CRPS, it does give you kind of this floaty feeling sometimes of not quite being detail oriented as I used to be. But I do believe that Daniel was not charged with the unaliving, but he got
Everything else.
fun dying. I know. I'm telling you what. I was like, I don't generally go for the ladies, but whew. I do believe that they both got life without parole and concurrent sentences, but I have to double check that because like I said, it's not always easy for me to pull. Oh, thank you, atheist aunt. I love my chat. They're so much smarter than me. So
Jeez.
Daniel got 47 years and Jessica got life. And I find nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
I wish they could have both gotten life on Snake Island, but apparently that's cruel and unusual. Let me see where I can send you guys because I am a dingus and didn't look before, which is, always good. Oh, I think I am sending you, this is the 13th. I am sending you to Jensen. There is new content. And Sal does a wonderful job of digging out sort of the things that are not always public knowledge, but getting FOIA requests and giving you a kind of deeper, in-depth look at trials. Now, he does tend to focus on ones that have, a bunch of male accoutrement in it, so I don't know, but he definitely has done a wonderful amount of work on the Jensen case, so give him a try. I will see you guys I'll see y'all Monday. I usually take Sunday off. I might work on a couple videos for this, but I am currently getting addicted to being image maker, so I may have created a monster. But have a wonderful day. Is there anything you wanted to promote?
Nope, I'm good.
Dale?
I'm good.
Okay. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to go make shrimp and rice noodles for the children people because, they're hungry. So I will see y'all later. Bye, guys.
See everybody.